Choosing the right cat litter can feel overwhelming. With so many options out there: clay, crystal, paper, wood, corn, peas, and more, each has its own pros and cons. And what works for one cat may not work for another. I am the Cat Butler, and I have personally tried them all with my two Ragdoll cats, Teemo and Arya. So we will discuss the pros and cons of each cat litter and help you decide which type of litter might be best for you. Clay litter. It is cat litter made out of sodium bentonite, a type of clay that forms clumps when wet. It is one of the oldest types of cat litter and was first introduced in 1947. The texture is soft and earthy, similar to natural soil, which many cats find especially appealing. The main advantages of clay litter: it is affordable, easy to clean because of its clumping nature, and soft on your cat's paws. The downsides of clay litter are significant. A major concern is the presence of crystalline silica dust, which the CDC identifies as a known carcinogen when inhaled. This dust can lead to respiratory problems for both cats and humans. In fact, in industrial settings where workers are exposed to silica dust, respirators and strict safety measures are required to minimize the risks. This leads to another drawback. Clay cat litter is notoriously dusty, especially when it's poured into the litter box, making exposure almost unavoidable in everyday use. I personally experienced the dust with my own cats. When Teemo and Arya were young, I tried clay litter for a short time, but Teemo quickly developed a slight cough. The dust also gave me shortness of breath and irritated my lungs. That experience convinced me to stop using clay litter altogether. Another concern with clay litter is the risk of your cat eating it. We all know cats and kittens can get a little too curious, and sometimes that means trying to eat the litter. Eating clay litter can lead to gastrointestinal blockages, especially if the litter forms hard clumps in the cat's digestive tract. The clumps clay litter makes can be as hard as concrete. Clay litter also tracks heavily. You'll find it scattered across your floors because it sticks to your cat's paws. It easily gets carried throughout the house, which is why tracking is such a common issue with clay litter. If you like to keep your home clean, clay litter won't make it easy. Other downsides of clay litter are that it's very heavy, since it takes a lot more clay to absorb the same amount of liquid compared to other cat litters. Lastly, it's harmful to the environment because it requires strip mining and isn't biodegradable. Paper litter. It is a cat litter made out of recycled paper and usually comes in a large pellet form. On the plus side, paper litter is biodegradable, eco-friendly, and affordable, and its pellet form helps keep tracking to a minimum. However, paper litter also has its drawbacks. It does not have good odor control because your cats are unable to cover up their poop as the pellets are too large. It also doesn't neutralize the cat's urine well. Arya just went to the bathroom and it kinda smells. Lastly, it's not easy to clean since the litter doesn't clump. The paper pellets gradually break down when they absorb urine. The problem is that this process isn't immediate. Sometimes you're left with soggy pellets that haven't fully disintegrated yet, which makes scooping messy and inconsistent. Pine litter. It is a cat litter made out of leftover wood shavings from lumber yards, which are dehydrated and formed into pellets. The pros of pine litter are it's biodegradable, eco-friendly, affordable, low dust, and it is low tracking because of its pellet shape. The cons are it has bad odor control, because like paper litter, your cats can't cover up their poop because the pellets are too large. It is not good with hiding urine smell either. Some cats also dislike the large bulky shape of the cat litter and may refuse to use the litter box. On top of that, cleaning can be inconvenient as pine litter turns into sawdust when it comes into contact with moisture. As a result, this litter doesn't clump and cleaning is only doable if you have a sifting litter box. Crystal litter or silica litter is a cat litter made out of silica gel granules. When liquid is exposed to silica litter, a network of microscopic pores trap the moisture and any odors. As the water evaporates, the odor-causing compounds remain trapped in the crystals, which is what gives crystal litter its odor control. As a result, crystal litter is not a clumping litter. Silica cat litter begins with a chemical reaction, where sodium silicate, also known as liquid glass, is combined with sulfuric acid to form a gel. This gel is the base material that's processed into crystals found in silica litter. Sulfuric acid is extremely dangerous on its own, highly corrosive and capable of causing severe burns. It is washed out during production. Even so, silica gel pellets still carry do not eat warnings, and I personally do not feel comfortable with my cats interacting with that on a daily basis. Some of the pros of crystal litter include that it is low dust compared to clay, lightweight, and it is soft on your cat's paws. In terms of cons, odor control isn't great. For the first few times the cat goes into the bathroom, it's fine. But if you go more than a week or two without fully cleaning out the box and replacing the litter, you'll start to smell cat piss. And since you have to replace it so often, you'll end up going through bags quickly. One bag just doesn't last long enough. Crystal litter is also expensive, not biodegradable, environmentally harmful due to mining, and tracks easily. This litter gets everywhere. Imagine going to the beach and bringing sand into your home every single time your cat leaves the litter box. That's exactly what it feels like. It'll track more than 30 feet from the litter box, and it got into my sofa, but thankfully, I didn't see any on the counters. Even with the litter mat, it did nothing. Pea-based litter is made from pea fibers that is a byproduct for processing gluten-free foods. Pea cat litter is low dust, making it safer for both cats and their humans to breathe. It clumps firmly, so scooping and cleaning are easy. Because it's made from peas, it's eco-friendly, biodegradable, and safe if accidentally eaten by curious cats. The unique pellet shape also makes this litter low tracking, helping keep litter off your floors and furniture. It's also highly absorbent, about 3 times more absorbent than clay, meaning just 1 pound of pea litter can do the job of roughly 3 pounds of clay. The main drawback is the higher cost. Since the raw material peas are expensive, pea cat litter is typically priced above more common options like clay. After experimenting with the different litters, I found pea-based litter works so well that I decided to create my own cat litter. You can learn more about it in the description below. Corn litter is made from whole corn kernels or corn cobs, which are processed into small biodegradable granules that absorb moisture and trap odors. The pros of corn litter: it's biodegradable, eco-friendly, less dusty than clay, but still slightly dusty. It clumps firmly, so scooping and cleaning are easy. However, it comes with some cons. Odor control is only average, and you can sometimes still smell urine. Corn litter does track as granules are small and can get stuck in your cat's paws. Here's how my house looked. It is also more prone to mold and humid conditions. One of these molds, aflatoxin, can lead to acute symptoms of liver damage and abdominal pain if the corn litter is ingested. Corn litter is also more expensive than clay litter. Grass litter is primarily made from natural grass seeds, and it typically comes in small granules. The pros of grass litter are it's biodegradable, eco-friendly, low in dust, and has good odor control. It clumps firmly, so scooping and cleaning are easy. The cons are that it is expensive, and it tracks like no other. Because it is light, it doesn't just stay around the litter box. It ends up everywhere. Walnut litter is a natural litter made from crushed walnut shells, and they usually have a sand-like texture, similar to clay. The only pro of walnut litter is that it's eco-friendly. Otherwise, it has several drawbacks. because it is so light, litter gets stuck into your cat's toe beans, so it tracks badly, getting into furniture, your bed, and all over the house. So it often feels like you're constantly stepping on litter. This is my house after one day. It's also quite dusty, as you can see here, which also turns your cat's paws brown. Clumping is also inconsistent. Urine clumps tend to break apart and track out, which makes cleaning more difficult. The clumps can also stick to the litter box. Odor control is only average. If you don't scoop daily, lingering urine smells become noticeable. And lastly, it's more expensive than clay litter. Cassava litter. Made from the starch of cassava root, the advantages of cassava litter include its excellent clumping ability, it's biodegradable, low dust, excellent odor control, and soft on your cat's paws. Cassava litter's biggest drawback is tracking. The light granules stick to your cat's paws and end up all over the house. It's basically like sand. Your home will feel like a beach after just one day. So if you like a clean home, this may not be for you. Tofu litter. This is a natural litter made from soybean pulp left over from making soy milk. This plant-based material is then dried and processed into pellets. The pros of this litter is that it is low tracking, easy to clean because of its clumpy nature, low in dust, and eco-friendly. The cons of this litter is that it is expensive, has average odor control without adding chemicals or fragrances, and is susceptible to mold. Most tofu litters don't naturally block odors well, so many manufacturers add fragrances or chemicals to make them more appealing to humans. Cats have extremely sensitive noses and lungs, so strong scents can irritate them, trigger asthma, or even cause them to avoid the litter box altogether. Chemical additives meant to control odor are also not safe for cats to ingest. In the end, there's no one-size-fits-all answer when it comes to cat litter. Each type has its strengths and drawbacks, and the right choice depends on your cat's preferences, your home environment, and what you value most. I personally believe pee-based cat litter solves many of the biggest challenges cat owners face, from dust, tracking, to odor control and safety. If you'd like to check out Teemo and Arya's cat litter, I'll link it in the description below.